Shut up and sit down.
Oh, hello and welcome to Project Padfoot MR2. It's Sunday afternoon and I've come into the workshop to identify the hoses I need for the engine, having now done all the hoses up at the front. Radiator, link pipes, coolant pipes, they're all changed up here. Even the vacuum pipes off the brake servo, they've been done as well. So I thought I'm going to come in this afternoon and start identifying the pipes I'm going to need when I turn the car around, because at the moment I've got her in forwards. I need to reverse her in next and put her up on the ramps so I can get access to the pipes I need to change underneath the car. Now, I come in this morning and the first thing I noticed this morning, or this afternoon, was I'd had the battery on charge all night, because yesterday when I went to start the car, considering the day before when I put all these pipes on, I had the engine running for over 2 hours to bleed the cooling system. That battery that's on the car now, the Bosch battery that came with the car, that one down there, didn't want to start the car. The car just went whoa, whoa, whoa. Eventually it did fire the car up. It was at that point I got Mr. Multimeter out and checked the charge going onto the battery, and I had 14.25 volts and an absolute pile of amps. I thought, okay, maybe I got a bad connection on the battery, so I double checked all the battery connections. No, they were fine. Finished what I was doing, put the battery on charge, thought I'll nuke the battery overnight. And the whole idea of coming in here today was not to pee around with the battery, was to identify the coolant pipes that I need to change in this area. So my voltage on that battery this morning was 10.2. It did start the car just. I had it running for 15 minutes. I thought, I'm going to monitor this battery without the charger on it. Now it's had a little bit of charge off the alternator. So I got my snap-on meter out. And I set myself a timer of 5 minutes. Just put it onto graphing gauge. And what I'm doing now is I'm just monitoring the drop on the battery after it's been run for 15 minutes. I don't know if you can see, we've got had a starting voltage of 13.1. And I've been watching the battery now, and this is normal. You take the surface discharge off a battery, and it takes a little time just to level the voltage out on the battery. But over the last 10 minutes, admittedly, it has dropped, which is expected. 12.6, 12.7 is a good battery. But I'm going to leave that now whilst I'm pottering and identifying the water hoses and see what it drops to. And the only draw off the battery at the moment is the multimeter that I'm using here. So we'll let that do its thing. But whilst that's doing its thing, I've got the replacement battery here. That's an Odyssey PC925. That's a motorsport battery. I know it looks very, very small, but that battery has been sat on the floor now for about 6 months. Just on the concrete floor. It's just been left. It's not even been on charge. And it's been on charge now for about 5 minutes. And it's sat at 13.3 and the charge is telling me it's full. So I'm just going to leave that battery just trickling for now whilst I do the hoses. So I've got a box of hoses left in this kit. And I've got a few out on the floor here now. I know what some of them are already. I know what that one is. I need access to the underneath of the car. That is one of the heater pipes on the return pipe. Basically, it links up to this pipe about halfway down the car. So I know what that one is. I can change that one once I've got the car up on the ramps. These two big ones, that pipe I know goes to the thermostat housing, which links up to that pipe down there that returns to the engine. So I've identified that one, but I need to be under the car to do it. That pipe, and them two pipes, I think I figured out. So let's go back down to the engine and I'll show you where I think they fit. Right, the 90-degree pipe, this one, that is that pipe, that goes there, that's a definite. Now, this pipe, I know where that goes. That pipe runs from down here all the way up, all the way down, and goes into the top of the expansion tank. Then we've got this pipe. This pipe goes from the bottom of the expansion tank which you can't see very well, but take my word for it, it does, and disappears somewhere else down into the ether. But I need to remove the air box, the air pipe, the battery tray to open up some space in this area. The pipe that goes from there down to that joint there, which is this one, joins this pipe. So that means I need access down there to get to the side of the engine and to get down there where I've got the torch shining there. Believe me, there is a pipe buried down there. I've got to get to that. I can see the Jubilee clip or the aluminium pipe, so you can see why I've got to remove all this gubbins. So that's identified another 5 pipes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the one that's on the floor at the front that goes to the thermostat housing. So they're okay. I know where they're going. Battery's still dropping. There's number 5. Number 6. That's 6 pipes I've identified. So every one of them's got a home. I know where every one of them is going. Which then just leaves me with that pile in the box. I suspect some of these are actually breather pipes off the top of the engine. But I don't know. Some of them look like water pipes because of the size of them. Where do they go? I don't know. But they will, as I work my way through, once I've got rid of all the big pipes, and maybe when I take all the gubbins out of the engine bay, some of these will show themselves. There's 2 I suspect I know what they're for. I think I know what that one's for, and I think I know what that one's for. Let's go down and have a look, because I think they're the ones that go to the idle control valve. Down the back. Somewhere down there is an idle control valve. Visibility is crap at the moment because there's that much in and around this area. But there is more water pipes down there, and that's where I think they go. Idle control. That pipe there, I think I've got that one. I think I know what that one is. But there's pipes all over it. So it'll just be a look at the pipe, compare the shape to the new one, and change them one at a time. We will get there. But this is good fun. But I do need to spin her around, because I'd rather be working at that end of the garage rather than down by the garage door. My light's better down there, and all the tools are down there. But yeah, we'll slowly replace every single hose on this engine bay with these really nice silicone hoses. I've already got a few done. There's one there that was obvious, one there, another one there that was obvious. But the kit, I believe, contains all the water pipes, all the heater pipes, and all the emissions pipes. So it'll look smart under this engine bay with a load of red pipes, a lot of bling. Red and black, I think, always goes together, which is why I chose. Hey, that's just a little update on Padfoot. That's where we're up to with the coolant system. And the battery, well, that's a curveball. I wasn't expecting that. But these things happen. Old cars, batteries fail. I'm just going to carry on monitoring the... I'm actually going to put a load on this battery. If I put the key in, put the lights on, or the blower motor. The blower motor's a good one. That takes a big draw. See what that battery drops to. Let us have a look. Keys. Ignition. Come on, in you go. You know where you live. There you are. Just turn ignition on. I'm not starting it. Turn the blower motor on. That's a good drain, and the battery's on as well. The radio's on as well. There you go. That has dropped very, very quickly. 9.2 volts now, and all I've got on is a blower motor and the radio. Let's turn the blower motor off and see what that battery does. Now I've taken all the surface discharge off the battery. Off. Let's see if it recovers. I doubt it. That is showing all the indications of a battery that's failing. I put money on this now not starting. Let me shift all my pipes because I don't want them rattling down into the engine bay, getting damaged and melting. And let's just see how quick or if this car will start. And that blower motor was only on for probably 30 seconds, and you can see how quick it killed the battery. What's the bets this thing does not start now? Quickly check the voltage. 976. If it starts, it's a bloody miracle. That's crazy. 9.76 volts in a battery, and it started. That dropped to 7.3 volts as it was trying to start. You can see the alternator's good. It's charging. This has only been running for a couple of seconds. Let's now kill it again. That doesn't give that battery much chance to charge. Off. Let's see how fast this battery decays, and we can definitely say we've got a bad battery. In fact, I know I've got a bad battery. All I'm doing now, I'm going to turn the ignition on so there's a little bit of a draw on the battery. Turning nothing else on. Ignition on, so that arms the fuel pump, the power steering pump. That's got very little drain on that battery. And down she goes. Quite alarmingly quick. Let's put one more load on it. Fan speed number 1. There you go. The moment you put a load on the battery of any description, and that's only fan speed number 1, drops to 9.4. Turn the fan off. Battery shouldn't do that. I've taken all the surface discharge off that battery from it running. $963. Let's put the charger back on the battery and see what the charger says. We'll leave that running. Unplug the charger first. Off, off. Negatives on. Positives on. I know I've got a good connection. Charger's not plugged in because it's intelligent. And you saw how little drain we had on that battery. Ignition's still on. Plug it back in. Let's lob. It won't even take 15 amps. Let's turn the ignition off again and see if it'll take a charge with the ignition off. Ignition off. Key out. Key out. I have now definitely confirmed I've got a dead battery. It won't take 10 amps, it won't take 15. Well, it might take 50. No, it jumps back to 5 amps. That's where I found it this morning when I came in, 10.2. That's its standing voltage. That meter's not as accurate as this one. Confirmation, I've got a dead battery, and the Odyssey is the battery that's going to replace it. So, we've identified a few water pipes, which I'm going to change. We've also identified I've got a failing battery. And we also know what voltage this car will start at now. 9.5 volts is enough to turn the computers on and just give the car enough rotation to start that engine. We've learned a few things. Thanks for watching. If you like, please click the like, it helps. Please consider subscribing. Thank you very much.